my brother, and then I met my wife. When I came back, she had gone in 1960. And so these lovely young ladies were there to greet the new group uh, that just came back. And so we just celebrated a couple of days ago, November 29th, was our 57th wedding anniversary.
That's
So
amazing.
she actually went to Africa before any of us. She went in 1960. That same group, uh, Operation Crossroads Africa, and the Reverend who set it up, he had gone to school with Nkrumah at Lincoln University. And so Lincoln and Nkrumah had wanted the African American and African Caribbean contacts that he had to help Ghana, help build a new Ghana. So Dr. Robinson organized Operation Crossroads Africa, a program of having young people go to work with African young people on projects. And Nkrumah had asked him to do something like that, and he did it. And Rosa and I became like the son and the daughter that he did not have. He married us. He brought me on the staff. Uh, that meant that I went in 60. My wife went in 60 to Nigeria. I went in Ivory Coast in 61. I led the group in Senegal in 62. I led the group to Guinea in 63. In 64, we got married, and it was a mix of black folks and white folks because when I went to college, I integrated Lafayette College. It was only two black people there when I went there. So, uh, in fact, there's only one other black person, and he was a buddy I grew up with, Sonny Green. And so I integrated Lafayette College, eventually became the president of the Jewish fraternity there. So the story of us breaking barriers is a fantastic one. And then, of course, my brother, he uh, he was in the service, so he left Tuskegee area in 1958 or so, and he went up to Darmstadt in Germany because they wanted to get rid of these black servicemen out of the South because these were brothers from the North. They wasn't taking no walking to the back of the bus and stuff with, you know, the white folks expecting them to. So to punish the black uh, troops in Alabama, they sent them to Germany. And so he was in Germany in 1958. And then in 1959, after I graduated from college, who comes up to Europe to study? His big brother. So we met in Copenhagen. I had to go to a conference in that area in Scandinavia. And then I later went to the Air Force Base uh, in Darmstadt in Germany. And he kind of saved my life because I was taking pictures. As a kid, I had a little photography studio in our pantry. My mother let me set up my developing film in the pantry. And so I was taking pictures of Paris and these other places. So I was taking pictures of the Air Force Base. He knocked the camera out of my hand. He said, You can get shot. These are missile replacements and stuff. Missile placements. You ain't supposed to shoot." So the Jeffries boys, my mother had said, one day y'all will be able to travel because in the summer her and Kizzy, they did their traveling. They said, we need a break from y'all. We're giving y'all 24/7, but uh, when the summertime comes, Aunt Kizzy and myself, we do our traveling. But
I
so
can dig it.
the Jeffries boys uh, grew up as she tried to make us as twins. Now he's light and bright, and I'm melanized, but she still used to make our clothes, and and also she forced the school to respect him because he's the younger, and so he didn't have the same interest that I had. Um, but she told the people in the grammar school, I know what he can do. I've raised him for the first 5 years before he came into a school. He has the ability to do just like his brother. So send him on to, uh, you know, don't put him in the B&A classes. That B&A was supposed to be uh, uh, classes for slow people. She said no, he can do just as well as his big brother, and that was my mother. So uh, my brother used to revolt against being compared to me, but you don't have a better brother combination in the world. He's uh, declared to the world that he's ready. Come at Len Jeffries if you will. I'm gonna be there, and my aura will protect him. And so when you got a brother who has vision and he's into heavy African martial arts, and they've brought me into the martial arts also for my struggles in terms of education. They've given me my belt and all the stuff, and so his martial arts school was a source of protecting when the death threats came. Uh, it was the martial arts school because my brother had said, "You're in Africa, you don't know what's happening. We're going to control your life for 72 hours when you come back." And so I was in Africa having a good time. And I said, it is unbelievable to have a brother who can tell you that we're going to suspend, you're not going to make a decision around your life because you don't know what's happening in America. We're going to make the decisions for you for the first 72 hours. And he did. And they
Wow.
decided, they had a string of cars they brought to Kennedy Airport, and they had to get approval from the U.S. government to bring vehicles on the tarmac at Kennedy because the El Al jet, the Israeli jet, is hundreds of yards just ahead. And you can't bring, uh, and they have a 24-hour protection of the Israeli airline. So they obviously, my brother made contact with the bigwigs in Washington in order to allow for his martial arts school. They brought 6 cars on the tarmac. Uh, One of my good buddies, he was there with the lead car, uh, and they had to make the decisions where to take me and Rosalind, my wife, to protect us. And it was decided that they're going to take us to our home, this house that I'm in now, and they're going to protect us here. And they had 8 young men of our group we call the Sons of Africa. They stayed here for over a year, sleeping in all parts of the house, in the garage, in the back, uh, out by the pool, inside the house, uh, and ready to give their life. You know, we had the bulletproof vests and everything else for them uh, to protect themselves. And so the story of trying to form young Black youngsters uh, into warrior scholars or just warrior fathers and dads and uncles. Um, that's a story that I really we'll have to have another session where we can really talk about that.